We've had buyers recently place offers, and within less than 24 hours, we contact them back and we counter offer, or we say, yes, we'll put together a deal, or whatever it is, right? So we're representing the seller, buyers come in, place the offer, Melissa, and we've had two different buyers literally say, oh, no, never mind.
Wow, that's
This,
unusual.
this past week, which is weird. I don't even know that I've had that happen necessarily in my career, right?
Yeah. You know, I always say, Emilio, when something happens more than once, and this happens to me all the time, it just keeps happening over and over and over. I'm like, okay, this is like the universe trying to tell me I have to master something new or be able to overcome and deal with this particular topic or issue, because clearly it's not going away. But that's a really interesting anomaly, and not one that I can say that we're accustomed to hearing about or seeing. Certainly, I wouldn't be on the front lines when that happens as a general rule. But I can't help but wonder if maybe they put in an offer, didn't think they were really going to get it. You know, maybe we're at the top of their budget. You know, you're coming back to negotiate and they just get scared, cold feet, buyer's remorse, whatever it is, and just bail.
What are you seeing happening, that's kind of a little wonky, a little wacky right now in this market?
So there's lots and lots of title issues that we're working through on a regular basis because we know how limited the inventory is. So, and I've said this before, the old days of, well, this isn't really ready to close, this is going to take a long time to clear. People just aren't hearing it. Buyers are desperate to get into these houses. Sellers are desperate to move out of these houses and move on to other transactions. So we as title attorneys have the obligation of basically getting the transaction across the finish line that much quicker, that much more smoothly than we've ever done before. And when we're also dealing with complicated title issues, sometimes we are faced with delays. And we're not able to just basically fall the deal apart and say, well, we're not going to be able to close it. We'll have to market it again in 6 months. For the most part, I've not had to do that in about a year. Where we're seeing some things fall apart is with appraisals, with, I think, inspections, where buyers are disenchanted with the bones of the structure and they just are unwilling to pay top dollar without negotiating certain repairs. And sellers are like, hey, it's a seller's market, we're not doing this. So we're seeing, I think, buyers and sellers having kind of this fallout amongst themselves where they just don't want to move the deal forward. Meanwhile, we're already halfway down the field, right, with the title, because we are initiating titles very, very quickly so that we can keep our target timelines in check, which we have been doing pretty successfully. When the buyers are motivated to purchase is usually before the weather turns and also before school starts, because a lot of folks who are buying a house, whether for the first time or upgrading a house, may be in part school district related or because they have school age children and they need to make that move. Obviously, with distance learning and some of the various ways that schools are enrolling it this year, it gives a little more flexibility. But I do definitely think that you have less buyers out there potentially than you motivated, kind of in a hurry buyers than you would have had previously. So that's why I think we're starting to see this sort of like butting of the heads almost.